So are you following your own morals and ethics, or are you following somebody else's? There's many reasons why we would try and follow somebody else's, and why we would try and follow our own. And I know that in the last couple of months, this is something that I've been seeking to correct in myself, to try and follow my own path and to try and establish my own direction without the influence of others. And I say this because something that's happened recently to me in my environment, has forced me to really take a good look at what I've been doing with regard to this subject. And so I received a message from my boss last night in my current job, and the message was congratulating me on how well I had done with regard to the past 3 days in helping the store to sort of achieve targets and so on and so forth, with the work that I'd done to the chiller, obviously, and keeping it up together, keeping it stocking it up and making sure it was ready for the store to open. So I put this down in a sense to my own work with regard to my own ethics, my own values, and what I consider to be good forms of practice in my work. And I'd made a decision about a couple of months ago that I was actually going to start reinforcing some of my ethics and my values in my everyday life. And I was going to be stringent with this. I was going to be like, right, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to stick to it no matter what. And my values, with regard to my values and everything else, I'm going to stick to this. And one of the things that I've said I was going to do in the past and ended up not doing was to make sure that I always did a good job, or do a good job in all that I do, no matter what happens around me or in my environments. And so I've been applying this recently, and it's been very successful, as you've just heard. So why would we leave our own ethics and leave our own sense of what's right and do something for somebody else that didn't really serve us to any degree? And my viewpoint on this, especially from a personal viewpoint, is that we often do things because we want to fit into a particular person's or a particular group of people's perception of what we should be doing, simply to fit in with a group and to not be rejected from that group. And to be, I think in a sense, to be rejected from a group and to be alienated is probably one of the worst things that you can feel in any environment, because once that happens, you're immediately on your own, so to speak. You haven't got support, you don't have backing, and you really kind of feel out on a limb, so to speak. Very uncomfortable feeling indeed. And so I feel this is a big reason, really, that a lot of us kind of leave our sense of values, leave our sense of duty, leave our ethics behind. And so in forming my own intention to do what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, and what I would like to do to kind of with a sense of really, with real sense of duty, a sense of kind of, I can't really get the right word on this, but I wanted to, in doing what I was doing, I really wanted to kind of serve my own values, so to speak. Really wanted to serve those people around me. And I feel sometimes the only way to do that is to go against the grain, because and set your own example of that kind of that environment. And it kind of, I guess it kind of epiphanises really that leadership potential, because if you've ever noticed people in any kind of authoritative position, in any kind of leadership position, they're always kind of willing to go against the grain, against what is normal for a lot of people, against what groupthink would say you have to do. And most people, I think, in our everyday environments, all we're trying to do really is trying to fit in to a set scope. We're trying to relate to others. We feel like we need to relate to some of the people, and that rejection of others is, like I said before, the worst thing, for a lot of people that can happen. And so in your that's my example. So in your everyday environments, how could you best serve yourself? How could you really live up to your own ethics, your own values, your own way of being, the way you want to, and the way you want to live? And I guess as well, I think another viewpoint on this is that I've also found that in doing living up to my own morals, living up to my own values, and doing the things that felt right to me, that felt in line with my own sense of right and wrong, I haven't, as a matter of fact, alienated myself. I haven't really done that at all, because people still hold me with the same kind of respect, in a sense, as they did before, even though I'm doing what I'm doing, and my own firm intention is, in a sense, to do right by others, has still helped me out in a lot of ways. It's still enabled me to kind of be a part of that group. And I think, do you know what? I think it's actually because of my intention that I want to serve and not only serve right and do right by myself, but to also put into that group environment to serve others as well, essentially in the long run. And I think through doing that, it's almost like I'm not in disagreement with them either, because in a sense they want to be able to thrive in their own environment. They want to have what they want in their own environment. And I guess I feel that for me personally, that if I make an effort to be the first to be in that environment and really input structure into that environment, do what's required, I'm kind of, almost in a sense, I'm kind of feeding that sense of stability. Because I'm stable, in a sense, I attract other people who want to be stable as well. And so they then, in a sense, lead by example rather than going into chaos. They then come sort of, in a sense, to that sense of stability in a person that they, in a way, they kind of know, like, and trust, which is just a great thing. So that's today's video. Just a couple of thoughts there, and maybe a good example of just how powerful your own intentions, sticking to your own intentions, sticking to your own values, sticking to who you are, and being focused about that can be. Take it easy, guys, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll speak to you very soon.